Hello all and welcome to this special pickups video, and it's haul time from Game again. Now last time I went it was an unexpected journey. I'd just seen a random tweet from Steve of At Game Telford saying that his store was selling all last generation games off for 99 pence each and that it was a nationwide thing. So with that I shot off to Harlow that day and left with 26. The plan was to always go back a couple of weeks later because all of the smaller stores were apparently sending all of their stock to all of their bigger stores. So I thought if I go back a couple of weeks later, they may have a fresh stock and I may be rewarded again. I was rewarded again. This time I left with 44 games. As I say, 99p each. However, one actually did scan through at 75p. So I left with 44 games this time. I will show you the receipt at the end. We're going to go through these games very, very shortly. And of course, I've done all my research with regards to CEX prices, so like trading and sale value, and we'll have some final figures for you at the end. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the intro done. Let's crack on with showing you what I got and some of the quality titles that I did indeed get as well. So here goes. And game number one is Create. It's a game I know absolutely nothing about. Just a couple of things I want to throw at you here quickly as well is that you'll notice I've left all these price tags on here. That's just maybe you can see, or maybe it's a reference to what game we're charging up to the day they thought, no, let's sell these off for 99 pence. But I will show you a receipt at the end so you will see that. The other thing is, with regards to some CEX stats, I actually want to throw some in now. Last time I got happy with my hands and left with some 50p games, or games that would have been 50p at CEX. This time I was a little bit more careful, took a couple of risks, but I left with none that would have cost 50p at CEX. I left with 3 though that would have cost £1 at CEX, which is only a 1p saving. Left with 7 that would have cost a £1.50, but I left with 31 that would have cost £2 or more. There were actually 3 joint most expensive at CEX at £10 a piece. I will of course mention those when they come around. But first up is Create, a game I know nothing about. So if you know anything about Create, please write in the comment section below and let me know. So it'll be interesting to try. It's certainly an oddball. Most of these games do come with manuals. Sadly, I do remember that Crate was one that came without a manual. So the first one up is a win-win. It's a £3.50 game at CEX with a trading value of £1.40. So on from one game I don't know nothing about to another one, and that is Conflict Denied Ops. Conflict Denied Ops is a £1.50 game at CEX. It has a very low trading value. Again, know nothing about it. So any games I don't know anything about, throw a section in the comment section below if you think, Rob, you should play that, it's a good game. So Conflict Denied Ops is game number 2, and the game number 3 is also a game I know nothing about, and it is Dark. Dark is a £2 game at CEX. Like I say, I know nothing about it, but sometimes picking up games you know nothing about might actually lead you on to finding a hidden gem yourself. So there's always that aspect to things. But game number 4 is a game I do know something about. It's actually a game I've been after. I thought this one might be one of the risk games. It wasn't. It was a £1.50 game at CEX, and it was the game that scanned through at 75p. All of these games were 99p with the exception of one, and the exception is Dead or Alive 4. So I'm pleased to have Dead or Alive 4. It's complete in box of manual. There's actually no stickers on this manual as well. The disc is correct. It's a classics disc in a classics box. We all know about that little problem. So very pleased to have Dead or Alive 4 finally in the collection, as I'm a beat 'em up fan. So on to showing you 2 games at once, and that is because one is Dead Rising 2. And the other is one of my risk games that I thought might have been 50p, was Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. It's actually £1, Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, and Dead Rising 2 itself is a £2 game in CEX. I believe this one has the manual, but it has the wrong discs. It has a classics disc, so I'm hoping one day to buy a classics version of this from CEX, and they'll just chuck a normal disc in it because they don't look. They just chuck the right game in. That's why this happens, I swear. And Dead Rising 2... correct disc, it's only got one type of disc for this game, with manual and annoying stickers over. So I think that completes the Dead Rising set, because I have the original game as well with regards to being 360 releases. Obviously there's 3 and 4, but they were 1 games. So when I bought this the last time, or when I did this last time, I left with a haul of 26 games. I left with the Mass Effect trilogy. I finally left with another trilogy that I criminally haven't played. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is one I'm looking forward to playing, and that is the Dead Space trilogy. We have Dead Space, we have Dead Space 2, and we have Dead Space 3. CEX will charge you £1.50 for each of these games. They're all backwards compatible on Xbox One as well. They've left all their little stickers on. Dead Space has a nice mint condition-ish manual in it. Obviously a nice disc as well. I do believe Dead Space 2 might be missing the manual. Yes, it does, but both discs are in there. It's a 2-disc game. Dead Space 3 is also a 2-disc game with the world's thinnest manual in it. So very pleased to have the Dead Space trilogy as well as the Mass Effect trilogy, which I got last time round. So yes, very pleased with that. We'll play probably all of those back to back in the same day/week. You won't get them all done in a day, Rob. Anyways, from a trilogy I do know something about, but I've never played criminally onto a game I know nothing about. And that is Divinity. Let's get the pronunciation right here. Divinity 2 Ego Draconis. So this is another one for the comment section below if you know anything about this. This is a £2.50 game from CEX. It's time to show you 3 games at once again, and that is because they are from the same franchise. So we have Dragon Age 2, we have Dragon Age Inquisition, and we have Dragon Age Origins. So 2 and Origins are £1.50 games. Dragon Age Inquisition is a £3.50 game. So some nice value amongst these 3. Manual wise, got one there. This feels light. Oh, it's just got the world's thinnest manual, or it's just a sheet of paper. Dragon Age Inquisition and a manual for Dragon Age Origins as well. So yes, I know about the Dragon Age franchise. I just haven't played enough of it. On to another game I like the look of, and that's because it's a Dynasty Warriors game. We have Dynasty Warriors 7, which is a £2 game from CEX. It's a £2 game that has its manual as well. Nice copy there of Dynasty Warriors 7. On to a game that I actually own, but only in a bundle. I now have the standalone title of Forza Motorsport 3, the Ultimate Collection, Bestsellers Classics box. You open it up, it's got the right discs, it's got both of them in there. Obviously, you have to look for install disc if you're hunting these down. We've got this extra card for content on it, and it's not been scratched off, so hopefully that is still valid as well with regards to date. The manual in it, look at that, it's just like it's been freshly printed. Fantastic. So I've got a standalone copy now of Forza Motorsport 3. The next game I kind of misconceived or misinterpreted when I first looked at it, if that's the correct word now, and that's Game of Thrones. I saw Game of Thrones, I thought it was the Telltale game. It's not, it's actually a standalone game to do with Game of Thrones. This is a good one, this one. This is a £6 game in CEX and £3 trading value, so it's a win-win there. It's also got a manual with no stickers on as well. That's good. A little bit of damage there perhaps. And the disc is in great condition as well. So very pleased to have that game in the collection. £6 game from CEX. And that is on to another game which I knew would be a good one, and that is Grand Theft Auto Episodes from Liberty City. This is a £5 game in CEX with a trading value of 2. We've got a manual in there, we've got a nice condition disc as well, and I think that now actually completes the Grand Theft Auto games within my Xbox 360 collection. Another franchise that's well known that I know about is Grid 2. Grid 2 is a £3 game with a trading value of £1.20. And we're going on to a game that I've heard of. Who hasn't heard of Harry Potter as well? But it's just got a really horrible manky box. So that will need changing at some point. But I knew it was a game of value. And look at that. We have a bit of paraphernalia about the game I know nothing about from game number 1 there, Create. And we've got a bit more there, but we've no actual manual. But we've got a nice disc in it as well. So it just needs a box swap, which isn't the worst thing in the world when you're paying 99p for a game that CEX want to charge you £4 for. On from there, a franchise we all know about, Hitman Blood Money. Backwards compatible Xbox One game there. Hitman Blood Money is a £3 game in CEX. And we're going to go from a well-known game to a well-unknown game for me. And that is Infinite Undiscovery. So it's another one for the comment section below if you've heard of it. This is a £2 game from CEX. It's a £2 game with manual. I love the cover art on that manual, I must be honest with you. So, know nothing about Infinite Undiscovery, and it nearly said Indiscovery. Infinite Undiscovery. It looks like it's an Xbox 360 exclusive as well. So yeah, that'll be interesting to try. Also, I like the cover art there. So yeah, it's a beautiful game to look at. The next one I did think was a risk as regards to being a 50p title. I don't, it's a £1 title, and LA Noire really did bomb, didn't it? It's a Rockstar game as well, and the time it took to develop as well. But I thought for the condition this is in, it's in good condition. Obviously, in game you can't check for manuals, but it's turned out to have a good manual in it as well. Good quality discs too. So yes, I only saved 1p, but I have LA Noire in the collection now, a £1 game from CEX. The next one up is in a slipcase. Eddie from Rollercore, you have got me obsessed with slipcase games as well. And that is the Just Cause 2 limited edition. You take it off. I did wonder if that was the incorrect box in the middle, but I'm going by the fact it's got these logos here that tie up, that it is actually meant to have the classics in there. And then when I opened it up, it doesn't have the classics disc, which I thought it would have done, but maybe it's meant to be like that. But this card here is all to do with it being a limited edition as well. So I'm wondering if something's wrong somewhere. If you know anything about this, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie, if any of you know anything about this as with regards to it being right or wrong, please let me know in the comment section below. However, the limited edition is a £2.50 game in CEX, and it's got a nice slipcover there with some raised lettering and stuff like that. So I'm actually quite pleased to have that. So from Just Cause, we go on to the first Kinect game of only two. I remember last time, the only Kinect game I picked up was the only one I shouldn't have done. It was a 50p game, and I left this one behind and the other one behind. So it's come around full circle because they were there for me to grab this time. Kinect Disneyland is a £3 game from CEX, and I really should get myself a Kinect sensor and hopefully the room as well to actually have it up and running and play some of these games, because I have played Kinect games at friends' house before, like the Kinect Sports that I really enjoyed. So some of these with the Kinect aspect may not actually be bad games. So yeah, I wouldn't mind giving that a bash, and wouldn't mind giving the other one a bash as well at some point. But anyway, Kinect Disneyland is a £3 game from CEX. And on from Kinect Disneyland, I'm going to show you the next two games at once. You'll see why straight away, and that is Left 4 Dead 2, by the way, with manual. That is Left 4 Dead 2, and obviously the first Left 4 Dead. Now, I saw these sitting there. These were two of the ones I pulled out straight away because I knew these were winners. Left 4 Dead is a £4 game in CEX, if I'm reading my notes correctly. No, Left 4 Dead is a £6 game in CEX, and Left 4 Dead 2 is an £8 game in CEX. The trading values are actually £3 and £4 respectively. So I played Left 4 Dead on a mate's console before. I've never played Left 4 Dead 2. It's a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to actually playing through both of them in their entirety. One of these doesn't have a manual, and it's the first one. But I say for that money, I don't mind. So I've been looking out for these for value for a while now. Left 4 Dead 2, though, does have its manual. So I'm very pleased to have both the Left 4 Deads. Now I'm going to show you three games at once. It'll become apparent why straight away, and that is because they are Lego games. We have Lego Batman, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, Lego Harry Potter Years 1 to 4. So these games were all winners. I knew Lego games would be winners. They hold their value exceptionally well, Lego games, although they have dropped a bit lately. Anyway, £4, £5, £6. Trading values £1.60, £3, £3. So winners all round, and I believe they are all complete. I actually have Lego Batman as part of a bundle. I think I have this one digitally, but now I have it physically, and I don't have this one at all. We got manual in there and some other bits and pieces as well, which is always pretty cool to get some bonus pieces in there. Love it when that happens. So the next game is actually one of the risk games. There's a couple of reasons why I took a risk on it, and that's because yes, it's a sports title, but it's an obscure sports title, isn't it? I mean, it's a cycling game. Thought with the cycling game there might be a chance it cost a little bit more. Also because it was this 2013 100th edition, so I thought it was worth a punt. I didn't make a loss though. It's just one of the three £1 games. So didn't pick up a 50p, but I picked up a £1 game in La Tour de France, complete in box with manual, no sticker on it, nice condition manual, nice condition disc. So yeah, it's in the collection. I believe there's a couple of Tour de France games, so not the only one I will own at some point. Sticking with sports, London 2012 Olympics. I knew this one have a little bit in it because I picked it up on the PS3 to trade in at some point. And this one is a £3 game at CEX with a £1.20 trading value, and it's complete in a box with manual. So I'm going to show you a couple of games at once again, and that's because they're from the same franchise. We have Need for Speed Shift, and we have Need for Speed Rivals. So one of them is a £4 game, and that is Need for Speed Rivals, and the other one is a £2.50 game. So they're both wins for 99p, obviously. We have the world's thinnest manual in Need for Speed Rivals. And in Need for Speed Shift, I believe we don't. We lost out there with regards to manual. But as I say, when you pay 99p for games, it's not the worst thing in the world. Next is a game I know nothing about, and that is Overlord. It's a backwards compatible title. I learnt that thanks to their helpful stickers. Overlord is a £2 game from CEX, and it's backwards compatible, so I can have a go on my Xbox One, give it a try. We have a nice condition manual in there with a nice condition disc. Now, the next game. I saw this on the shelf. I knew it had value. I've seen these around before, and they've always held their value. and that's probably because of the fella that's on the front of the box. And who is it? Well, he's PacMan. And it's PacMan and the Ghostly Adventures. I saw this on the shelf and it actually made me question whether the sale was still on. So it was actually the reason why I went up and checked. I went, they've got that and it's $17.99. I know it's an expensive game, CEX. This is one of the three £10 games from CEX. Yes, it's got a beat up manual, but I have a beat up box, but I have no problems with trying to source a new box for the price I've paid for this, because it has its manual, it has a nice condition disc in it. It's actually got a nice achievement list on this one. It shouldn't be too difficult to get that out of it as well. We all know I like that if you've seen the stuff on my channel. So very pleased to have a £10 game with a £6 trade-in value for the first time of three. I think all of the trading values were £6 with regards to the £10 sale value ones. But anyway, let's move on from PacMan to Phantasy Star Universe. Thought this one might have a bit of value to it. It's still obviously better than paying 99p for it, the value. Not as high as I thought it would be actually, this one, just because of how big Phantasy Star is. This is a £2 game from CEX. Love the cover art on this one, got to be honest with you. Same cover art's on the manual. Manual's in decent condition, disc's in perfect condition. So yes, we have Phantasy Star Universe in the collection. Now the next one up is the game I opened first when I got it home, because I could hear rattling. I thought the disc's come loose, I don't want the disc to get scratched. I better open this one up and pop the disc back in its holder straight away. So when I opened up Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, to my surprise I thought, oh, it's a 2-disc game and one of them's come loose. It's not a 2-disc game, it's one without a manual, but whoever put this in its box decided to put 2 copies of a 1-disc game in the box. So unfortunately, where this has been rattling around, it has taken some damage, so it's a little bit scratched up. I hopefully think it be in good enough condition to work, so I can do something with it. What, I don't know. When I get around to playing it once, I will check both discs to make sure they're working, then perhaps just give it away to someone that has an Xbox 360. But Plants vs Zombies Garden oh god, my words are right in a twiddle there. Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare is a £4 game in CEX, and I have 2 discs for it as well. Third one up is another one of the £10 with a £6 trading value. I saw it on the shelf. I knew it had a good chance of having decent value, and I was right. And it's Portal 2. As I say, £10 value at CEX. Portals are both good games from what I understand. I've only played the first one a bit on a friend's console. So we have a nice condition manual, we have a nice condition disc, and we have Portal 2 in the collection. Now we're going on to a game that I picked up because I've been educating myself on sports titles for games, and that is, yes, I did pick up PES 2017. One thing I have learnt from the time I picked up FIFA 13 for the PlayStation 2 is last series of sports titles for a generation of consoles always hold their price for the longest and reasonably well. So I know that FIFA 17 and PES 2017 are the last generation of those games for the Xbox 360. So when I saw this sitting there amongst the 15s and the 14s, I thought, I'm having that. I will have that. And I was right to. The sale price for this in CEX is £6 with a trading value of £3. So we're going to go on from there to the other Kinect game, which I left behind first time, which was still there, and that is a Rabbids Invasion. Just by the way, no manual in that, but I think that's how that comes. Anyway, Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show, is a £6 game with a £4 trading value. So it sells for the same price as that last PES game, but has a better trading value of £4. Again, so I'd be really interested to try that at some point when I finally get a Kinect sensor and the room to play it. So after Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show, we have the third and final £10 game, our fourth to final game as well from this haul, and that is a game I knew would have held its price well, always has done. Just didn't realise it was actually that high still, to be honest with you. And this is the third £10 game that CX will charge you £10 for, should I say, with a £6 trading value. So yes, Skate 3, so it always holds. I'm rubbish at this type of game, always holds its value well. I'm rubbish at this type of game, so but I'll give it a go at some point and hope no one's watching. So from there on to another game which I thought might have a bit more value in it because it's Star Wars, but obviously it's better than 99p. Star Wars: The Clone Wars Republic Heroes is a £3 game in CEX with a slight profit on your trading value of £1.20. Yeah, no, nothing about it. And it is complete in box with manual. I'm forgetting to show manuals, aren't I? Let's Skate as well has its manual. So yes, Star Wars, I'll get around to give that a go at some point, like I always say with all of these. And second to last game is a game I've heard of, just never played. It's not one that jumps out at me amongst a shelf of games when I'm looking, but it's the Golden Compass, the official video game. This has a £2 trading value. No, it has an ATP trading value. It'll sell for £2 CEX. No manual with this one, sadly, but we have the Golden Compass in the collection. And the final game is one that I knew would be quite good, and that is the Incredible Hulk. I must admit, I've been watching this one for years because I've wanted this game, and it's always held its price well. And I thought, no, I'll hold off one day. I might pick it up for cheap. And I was just like, it's just not dropping. And lo and behold, this sale pops along, and I get it for 99p. When its sale price at CX is £8, and it has a trading value of £4. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have now talked on for quite some time about 44 games that I have bought from games. So it's just finally throwing some stats at you, and this is amazing. I say last time I actually lost out on trading value. I've even won out on trading value this time. Let's show you the receipt. So you can indeed see, look, 99p's, 99p's, 99p's. Where's your 75p? There you are. You'll see dead all next to the 75p. 99p, paying a total price of £43.32. That is an absolute steal. Like I say, last time round I lost out on trading value, but won by doubling my money basically. This time round, I've done a hell of a lot better. Facts and figures for you now. Right, trading value for this lot, if I was just to pick them all up and then walk around, take my bag around at CEX and say, here you go, I want to trade in this lot, CEX would give me credit for £73.50 for this lot. That's a profit of £30.18 on their trading value, which isn't bad. So if that's their profit on their trading value, what is the profit on what they would have sold them to me for? So if I'd have gone into CEX, found all these, pulled them off the shelf, or even ordered them all offline, whatever, and said, I'd like these 44 games, please, CEX, they would have charged me for this lot £188.50. That's a saving of £145.18. So that is absolutely amazing. For a guy going for a full set to have that sort of saving is absolutely amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen all these games, and what I really want is some comments in the section below. I mean, we know which ones are the dearest ones, but is there anything else in there that really sticks out and says, you know, that's a real hidden gem, Rob, play that? Or that's actually probably worth a little bit more. I don't know. Comment section below on what you think of everything that's there or anything that's there, please. And also likes, comments, subscribes, all of those things are great. Please share away. That would be absolutely amazing. I'm running out of breath here. I've talked about 44 games on the bounce here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that just leaves me to say, obviously, over the moon. I can say that again. I can't believe the value I've got out of this. I will be going back for a little round 3. Anyway, that's enough waffleage, ladies and gentlemen. So that just leaves me to say, finally, as always, take care.